crease. He's unbeaten on 14 of just 13 deliveries. It's the final over of the power play. Oh, quick run. Needed a direct hit. Response late Malan, but he's running to the other end, so he's all right. But it was a scurry. He had to get those legs moving. Oh, that would have been tight. We would have been going upstairs.
What is evident and really caught my eye from the word ago is that this pitch is beautiful to bat on. It's an excellent pitch to bat on. And the man on screen can be a dangerous one if he gets in. Yeah, I know he's played a few deliveries, 13 for 14, not his usual style of play. So he's probably just taking the measure how the pitch is behaving. So far, it's coming nicely onto the bat.
That's good running. Very good running. Yeah, it's surprising you talk about the pitch, but it's exactly the same pitch that was used on day one, which is pitch number 4. And what we found is that in the first game, the pitch there was a little bit of bounce and seam movement, and there was even something there for the spinners. Out, 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 out.
Disappointment from the skipper, Imrul Kais. But happy moments for Mohammad Amir and company. Just when we're talking about how good this surface is, he hit it straight to the cover. Gone. Success, yeah. Taking the pace of the ball is the indication for Mohammad Amir. Another one bites the dust. Imrul Kais gone for 2. Kumilla, 46 for 3.
अंदाज बदला है वक्त के साथ कई बार, नहीं बदली अच्छाई की मिठास। कैडबरी डेयरी मिल्क का वही क्लासिक क्रीमी टेस्ट अब न्यू लुक में। कैडबरी डेयरी मिल्क, कुछ अच्छा हो जाए, कुछ मीठा हो जाए।
Left-hand over, 3 to come.
Zakir, just 24 years of age, another one of these young, talented Bangladesh players, making a name for himself in the BPL. And he's greeted with a bouncer. And a good one.
Well, he's here because of this. He's taking the pulse of the ball and went through the shot. Determined because it was pitched up. Well disguised delivery from Mohammad Amir. And straight in the hands of Akbar Ali. Look at the reaction. He knew that it's such a good pitch to bat on. And he's missed out.
Nicely bowled again. He's a wily campaigner, isn't he? He's been around the block now, Mohammad Amir. He's got pace, he's got swing if it's there, but he's got a lovely change of pace with some cutters. He identifies what's required for the surface and applies it very early on.
And what a terrific spell he bowled in that very first match, the match number 1 against the Chattogram Challengers.
It bounced a little bit. That's the end of the power play. 47 for 3. lost the toss, the Victorians, and they were inserted by Mashraf Mortza. Now that Imral Case, the captain of the Victorians, wanted to bowl first, and you can understand why. They 3 down inside the power play.
Coming boys,
3 down, and we know that those statistics weigh heavily in the favour of the opposition team if you lose 3 wickets inside the power play. So work to be done.
In search of a partnership, Kumila Victorians. One thing good for them is that the man on screen, David Malan, is still there. And he'll be probably hoping that he can play till the very end, because he can really take on the bowling in the last 5 or 7 overs.
Well, the runs column is half decent, and they got off to a good start, couple of boundaries. Just unfortunately for the Victorians, it's the wickets column. Tisara Pereira, the first man to get into the wickets.
Very close, Imad, very close.
Shortstop got off to a decent start. In the previous game, he was 16-21, so you can understand why he wanted to get on with things. But today, Imad Wasim had the better of him. And then it was the skill of Mohammad Amir. Oh, here's trouble. Here's big trouble. Oh. Both teams made a mess of that.
Would have been a disaster. But he survives. David Malan was not interested at all. They needed a direct hit. The keeper himself, Mushfiqur Rahim, just a little bit wide. The problem was it was not collected cleanly. He just couldn't collect it. There still was an opportunity. Had he collected it, I thought he was gone.
I'm not sure anyone's going to want to take the blame for this, but you could probably find a reason to give each and every character in this play the blame. Is it a run? David Malan's watching the ball. It probably is a run. Mushfiqur Rahim has thrown it a little bit too full for the oncoming fielder. That's just a touch too full. But you would still expect the fieldsman to gather that.
Oh, lovely, man.
A bit of calmness comes to the fore. 7 gone, 51 for 3.
आपको चाहिए हार्पिक 10X मैक्स क्लीन। इसका खास गाढ़ा फॉर्मूला कमोड फिट है के लिए तेजाब के मुकाबले 10 गुना बेहतर सफाई, मिटाए पीलापन और करे जरासीम का भी खात्मा।
Oh, it looks pretty at the moment, except for the captain. Captain went for 15 in his first over. Now there is a bowling change, as the skipper says, I'm back. He comes on from the Ispahani end. Malan wants to, but will only get 1. He's got to play a very measured innings here, David Malan, because 18 of 17 suggests not a good strike rate, but because there's 3 wickets down now, he's got to take a huge amount of responsibility on these shoulders. But he's experienced, he is quality, and you certainly know that he'll try and bat a little bit deeper now, not take as many risks, and then look to accelerate a little bit further on in the innings. But if he takes the high risk now and gets out, what can the Victorians get? That's the problem. There's just Mossadegh and there's Mohammad Nabi to come, maybe a bit of Kushdil Shah. but not huge amounts of batting.
I mean, that's what they need to do. You're spot on, HT. Knowing the kind of experience that Dawid Malan has, it'll probably take a little bit more time. That's fine, because still in the 8th over, you don't really want to lose another wicket at this stage of the game. Remember, in that match against Rangpur Riders, they only managed to score 142, chasing 176. So the runs have not come.
Another good run there, hitting it to the right hand of Imad Wasim. He's still capable of hitting boundaries, don't get me wrong, but I think there'll be more sort of your conventional cricket strokes rather than him looking to take boundary fielders on. He's a lovely timer of the ball, but there's no doubt that if he's in here past the 11th, 12th over, we'll see that acceleration again from the left-hander.
Yeah, they just need to get into some sort of momentum, because the started that this pitch is to not only Dawid Malan, has to stay there also. And whenever they need to pick up a boundary. It's been 60 since the last.
That your overseas table is some maturity. The game will learn from that, as we refer to. He's got a huge amount. Us all look foolish.
Inside he wants
into the circle. Skipper, he's gone for 6 singles in that over. 8 gone, 57 for 3. Now that's interesting, because that's how simple the single is. The last over it was virtually identical, and there was an awful mess.
Lovely boys. Something gonna come, boys. Something gonna come, boys.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. No real difference
I'm happy with one, boy.
punching one down the ground
That's
for a
good,
single.
Chalo.
We saw it earlier. Have a look at this. This is the run-out chance. And went to the same direction. It's off the pads. And he refused that single.
And he goes big. And all the way. That's beautifully struck. Not satisfied with just nudging it around for singles. There's a boundary.
The first 6 comes in the 9th over from the bat of Zakir Ali. That's a good shot. Picked up the length very quickly and heaved it over mid-wicket for the maximum.
Ye length, fine.
We come back.
Ye length, not choro. Come Madi. Right in front, that one, right in front, boy. With those pads.
Oh, that's gone fine. That should run away for 4. And does a good over. A real good over this for the Victorians. A big towering 6 over mid-wicket. A leg glance for 4. Sees the end of the 9th over or not. We 1 short. We got another delivery here. So
12 of the over so far. Yeah, he boarded this a little bit quicker. It's 100 Ks. And it's a very fine glance, as you mentioned. Just a tickle, enough to take it to the boundary. But perhaps just even for spinners, taking the pace of the ball can do wonders for them.
Just moved that fielder there. So a dot to end the 9th over, and it's about now where Mushraf Mortaza will say we need to have a chat, and so we have a strategic timeout.
डेटॉल सोप का जर्म डिफेंस प्रोटेक्ट करे 100 बीमारी फैलाने वाले जरासीम से और दे यकीनी हिफाजत।
अंदाज बदला है वक्त के साथ कई बार, नहीं बदली अच्छाई की मिठास। कैडबरी डेयरी मिल्क का वही क्लासिक क्रीमी टेस्ट अब न्यू लुक में। कैडबरी डेयरी मिल्क, कुछ अच्छा हो जाए, कुछ मीठा हो जाए।
अपनों को रखना है अगर 10 गुना महफूज, तो बदलनी होगी साबुन की आदत। सिर्फ डेटॉल लिक्विड हैंड वॉश दे, साबुन के मुकाबले में 10 गुना बेहतर तहफ़्फ़ुज़।
बनाओ हर सुबह और बस हैप्पी सुबह।
पाकिस्तान और दुनिया क्रिकेट के सुपरस्टार आ रहे हैं एक बार फिर बांग्लादेश प्रीमियर लीग पाकिस्तानी सुपरस्टार्स का लाइव एक्शन। बांग्लादेश प्रीमियर लीग 2023
The captain. Still content for his singles, the left-hander.
At this rate, 153 is on the card, but they'll be hoping that they can get across 160. And they need to score 160 plus to throw the challenger to select strikers.
What is enough against the Sylhet strikers? Yesterday they, or day before yesterday, they knocked off over 190 against Fortune Borishal. Granted, that was in a night game, and what we've seen is that the surface heavily favours the batting teams at night. And that the surface does offer a little bit. It does offer a little bit for the bowlers during the day. Although this one seems a little bit better for the batters.
It is. I said it right from the word go. The moment we saw the first ball being bowled on the surface, I thought this is a really good surface for batting. And that's what the fans are here for. They want to see 4s and 6s. He's only hit one boundary in his innings of 22 now, Dawid Malan. He's had a good look, good measure of the pitch. You expect him to go and crack on. Made his T20 international debut for England in 2017. A second ball 6 and a 78 of 44. fastest to 1,000 runs in T20 International in just 24 innings. So he's done it.
Oh no. Oh, knees are directed. That's twice now. That's twice there's confusion between the two batters. And on both occasions, the strikers have not taken the opportunity.
Yeah, he knows it. Straight to the fielder, a little bit of a misfield, but he was out of the squeeze. The keeper, where was he? Mushfiqur Rahim should have been close behind the stumps to collect that throw.
He's found him 3 in a row now. He's timing it well.
He just cannot find the gap on a couple of occasions, on 3 occasions. Now this is the run-out chance. Ball watching. Keeper too far behind. Should have been closer to the stumps. He survives.
Good over from the captain. Just 3 runs from it. That's 10 gone. 72 for 3.
Nice, huh? Not till here. I'm batting here.
We are at the halfway stage where the Comilla Victorians are 72 for 3 in 10 overs. Rizal, who had a wonderful time, Rizal Raja, who had a wonderful time so far, bowled with good pace, great penetration too. Did get wickets for the Sylhet strikers, but this is a slightly different situation. We've generally seen here where the teams batting first, they've struggled a bit. But it's the second game that the batters have really enjoyed themselves. This is Rizal Rahman Raja's record. Very, very impressive. Now this man, David Malan, 23 of 25. He's taken his time. How would he react for the second half? He starts off with the boundary. That's a very good shot. So Curtly Ambrose with me. I'm sure you'll agree that that was an excellent shot.
It certainly was. Shortish delivery. Pitched an off stump and was slapped away to a wide-ish mid-on position with some authority as well.
Yeah, the timing was good. He hit it in front of square. Tells you that he had time to play that shot. No great devil in the pitch. Down the leg side, did he glove it? They're very confident, but the umpire is saying it's a wide. Look at Mushfiqur. He is straight away wanting that review. Now this is interesting.
The keeper, the bowler, and all of the players. Good legal delivery, no problems with that front foot. But they were all confident that the batter got a touch to it. Umpire called wide. This is going to be interesting, Roshan, isn't it?
I think the wide call, it's so close to the gloves. It's absolutely close to the gloves. Now the question is, did he brush the glove as it went through? The wicketkeeper was very confident. I wasn't sure the bowler was, but let's see.
Out. Yes, out.
Not What was he touching? Was he touching the thigh pad? It appears to be under the glove as it passes. We need a little bit more help to understand that the third umpire certainly will be counting on a little bit more in terms of technology if they do have.
Certainly went on to the bat. Looks like it touched the top of the thigh pads. It may be better from this angle. Looks like it touched the top of the thigh pad, Roshan.
Yeah, I think it turns out to be a very good call. That split screen showed us that though the initial reaction appeared to be close to the glove, well, it's a good decision by David Milnes. The Englishman standing in, and his call as a wide was good.
Certainly was a good decision, but I'm not so sure that would have been a wide. Looked like it appeared like it touched the thigh pad, and if it touched any part of your body, it cannot be called a wide. So that could be an error on the part of the umpire.
You're right, you're absolutely right. For a moment that slipped away from my mind. We've all focused so much on the catch, but yes, it appeared to be a deflection. And I'll tell you that Comilla Victorians, they would have had their hearts in their mouth. But this man is such a key player here. Rizal Raja has generally bowled that length. He looks a skiddy fast bowler. I'll let you talk about him. Nice run up, strong action. Looks a bit skiddy as he comes on a little bit quicker than he actually looks.
Very deceptive. Doesn't look like he's bowling that quickly, but he's certainly generating a bit of pace.
Zakir on strike. Runs now. This second half is so important going into this final analysis of the Comilla Victorians game, because we do know that the surface looks good. The outfield's quick. And the T20 game has evolved into such a unpredictable nature where 80 runs, 70 runs in the last 5 overs, very gettable.
Predominantly a batsman's game, T20. And I reckon the supporters, the crowd, want to see runs being scored.
Bowled. That was a cutter. Look at his feet. His feet went nowhere. He played from the crease. That was a clever change of pace.
Certainly was a brilliant delivery. Expected something a lot quicker than that. Was caught in the crease, as you quite rightly mentioned. Didn't miss by much. Very, very good bowling.
2 balls to go in the over. I'd love to talk about the skills that fast bowlers have developed with the advent of the T20 game. They're not really rushing in. In the past, bowlers or batters would get intimidated by the short pitch, really quick delivery. But now they've changed it so much. The cutters, the slow balls into the pitch, the wide Yorkers. There's so much of variety that bowlers have developed over the evolving of this game.
And that is so important, because you don't want to be just one-dimensional bowler. Batsmen will get too accustomed to you. So all the variations make you so much more rounded as a bowler, where you keep batsmen thinking they're not sure what you're coming with.
Last ball of the over. A slow one. Pace of the ball, only a single. They'll have 8 of the over. It's 80 for 3.
जर्म डिफेंस प्रोटेक्ट करे 100 बीमारी फैलाने वाले जरासीम से और दे यकीनी हिफाजत।
Well, quite a few. It's been covered around the world. And the Bangladesh Premier League is drawing a lot of interest, a lot of eyeballs falling on it. Plenty of top broadcasters picking it up, not just in Asia, but around the world. And certainly, I'm sure you must be enjoying it, watching it. Some really high-quality cricket being seen, both by, not just by international players, but some really talented and upcoming young Bangladeshi cricketers too. We've seen some established ones. Very impressed with the younger ones coming through. Real talent has been seen in this Bangladesh Premier League. And it tells you that Bangladesh cricket is in very good hands. Thisara Perera. Pace of the ball again. Just a single. Right-hander Zakir Ali on strike. He's got 2 men out, in fact 3 men out on the leg side and 2 on the offside. So he'll go wide of the crease and look to try and angle it into the right-hander. That's his natural angle, Thisara Perera. Doesn't really take it away too much, but this is sensible. Just trying to get Malan on strike. He's the key here.
And that's what it's all about in terms of a batting partnership. It is a particular batter who's really going well. Your job is to get him on strike as much as possible.
That's a poor delivery. Now, I'll tell you, Comilla Victorians need a few of those boundaries, preferably at least 1 or 2 per over, to try and get into something competitive, because at the current rate they'll be under 150. They need at least 160 to feel comfortable.
Badly line delivery was pitched short on leg stump and was swung away down to the final boundary for 4. Not very good bowling. Much better delivery that time. The margin for error is so small. If you're slightly off target, you're going to go for runs. It's a quick outfield as well.
Yeah, this outfield has been given real value for money. Shots have been traveling. And anything in the gap. Again, pace of the ball. Just a single. At this stage, I can tell you that Sylhet strikers wouldn't mind it. Singles, 7-8 runs and over is perfect for them. But they got to guard against are those boundaries. They haven't really hit too many 10-4s and 1-6 only in this inning so far. The partnership just better than a runner ball. That's because the Comilla Victorians were in a spot of bother. But time now to look at accelerating. Dot to it. tried hard to clear the
get hold of it the way he was. The float of the field in a long on position, easy catch, and that's he was going well. Malan is going for 37, 19.
डेटॉल सोप का जर्म डिफेंस प्रोटेक्ट करे 100 बीमारी फैलाने वाले जरासीम से और दे यकीनी हिफाजत।
Mosadek is the new batter, 99 for 4. There is 6 overs left after this one. Straight away just looks to launch it. Speaking about the batting styles, I think we can discuss it next over. Take another look at that dismissal, 100 for 4 at the moment.
Went for it, didn't get hold of it, succeeding in finding the fielder at long on, easy, comfortable catch. He will be disappointed in Malan. He was going well. Probably a little bit of frustration crept in.
Last ball of the over. Nicely worked. I like this batting by Zakir Ali. It's far more skillful. Not about just hitting boundaries. Good over. 101 for 4. Right way into the last 6 overs, 101 for 4. Nabi to come in, Kush still to come in. They're the batters that can. Nabi in particular is very good against spin. But below Kush still, that's the problem. So that's where this batting needs to put deep. Imad Wasim. Well, point I want to make about batting is T20 cricket is not about just hitting boundaries. It's about being skillful. It's about looking for other things in the midst of those boundaries. Let's look at Mosadek Hossain. His strike rate is all right, 115, a best of 60. But the modern day, some of the modern day batters tend to think that it's all about hitting boundaries. And in the end, they sometimes lose that initiative and also hand out dot balls. Another single.
You're quite right, Washan, because that is something I've spoken about for years. That is not all about hitting boundaries because it's a T20 game. But what I find over the years, a lot of batsmen will think it's all about boundaries. In the air, very teasing now, fell in no man's land. For brief moments, fielders thought they would have gotten to it, but they didn't.
You sometimes wonder whether the risk was worth, because he was looking to blast it and eventually very nearly out. And now what's the return? Only a single. He could have done it with far more risk involved.
Just to get back to that point I was making, you know what I find that when the batsmen, most batsmen can't get the boundaries, they soak up a lot of dot balls. Because they just boundary deliveries present itself. And that to me is not the way to go. Any good batsman can take the strike, work the ball in the gap, and when the boundary balls come, you take the boundaries.
Wonderful over. Just 5 runs off it. He's finished his spell, Imad Wasim. It's 106 for 4, 15 gone.
अंदाज बदला है वक्त के साथ कई बार, नहीं बदली अच्छाई की मिठास। कैडबरी डेयरी मिल्क का वही क्लासिक क्रीमी टेस्ट अब न्यू लुक में। कैडबरी डेयरी मिल्क, कुछ अच्छा हो जाए, कुछ मीठा हो जाए।
.07 the current run rate. Well, they will be looking to get to the 150 mark, so they've got 5 overs left. Need to go around 8 or over 8.5 would be handy. Well, the Victorians need to just ensure that Zakir stays in the middle. He's done well so far. And that short pitch delivery allows him to circle round. Feel that maybe not where he intended. Either way of that fielder in the deep, there would have been 4 runs.
So the last 5 overs of the innings, Kumula Victorians in the previous game lacked firepower in the latter stage of the innings. Someone like Zakir Ali needs to carry on. He's on 34 of 29. Mosaddek, the new man in.
He doesn't have much time to settle down, does Mosaddek. Not quite there. It's all right. Reza, if he feels uncomfortable with that run-up, it's better to abort, ensure that he doesn't overstep or give a loose delivery. Maybe the batters don't always like that, but it is an option for the bowlers. Oh, that came back in. That little bit of a shimmy attempted to upset the rhythm. Didn't catch the eye of Reza. Did well to keep it in line.
Reza Rahman Raj has been impressive so far in the tournament. He's managed to generate some sort of pace and also hit the deck hard. It's a good day today at the home of cricket in Mirpur. Sun is out there, so is the crowd. Good to see young kids coming in.
Short pull away now. How far has that gone? Over. I thought initially maybe the timing was a little alright. They're going to check for the boundary there. But whatever it is, that was brave. Zakir, as we anticipated, is going to try and get a move on here.
Initially, it didn't look that he got hold on to it, but he got enough to clear that fence. This looks a sixer to me, and it is confirmation there by umpire Masudur Rahman Mukul.
Just where he struck the bat, where maybe upper part of the bat, thus giving an impression that he didn't quite get hold, but it's the swivel. Goes again now. That is fortunate. Very lucky. If he got a feather, it might have gone to the keeper's hand, but it's gone over for another boundary.
Well, you can see Zakir Ali's intention there. He's going to go after the bowling now. Yes, it was short there. He went for another pull. He will take it.
Needed to just shift gears, and Zakir Ali has done exactly that. With a 6 and a 4, the Kumula Victorians will be a little more pleased with the proceedings. to not get carried away. Good delivery. For the first one, back comfortably for the second.
It's very good running between the wicket by Zakir Ali. He's been in very good form recently. That's his highest score in the BPL. Scored 2 consecutive hundreds in the Bangladesh Cricket League first class competition. Look at the running between the wicket there. Immediately realizing there was a couple there. And that's good running. Talking about Zakir Ali, he was part of the 2016 Bangladesh Under-19 World Cup squad. And so far, that's his highest score today. But he's been in fine form, as I've mentioned. Scored 200 in the Bangladesh Cricket League. And been promoted at number 5 today.
Nicely guided away. There is some protection there. Oh, just and that overthrow. That's tardy. That is uncalled for. You can see the keeper there not quite happy. Couple of runs to finish over number 16 at 122 for 4. It's time for the umpire to give that signal for the strategic timeout.
बनाओ हर सुबह और बस हैप्पी सुबह। बनाओ हर सुबह और बस हैप्पी सुबह।
पाकिस्तान और दुनिया क्रिकेट के सुपरस्टार आ रहे हैं एक बार फिर बांग्लादेश प्रीमियर लीग में। 24 दिनों तक 7 टीमें खेलेंगी, 46 मैचेस। पूरी लीग में हर दिन होगा पाकिस्तानी सुपरस्टार्स का लाइव एक्शन। बांग्लादेश प्रीमियर लीग 2023 6 जनवरी से 16 फरवरी तक बराह रास्त जियो सुपर पे जीत के जियो।
Forward, did well to stretch and reach for that bit of bat, and a single the result. So Mosaddek maybe didn't get amongst the runs in the first game, and he's a batter very capable of hitting the big runs. Predicted scores at 9 and over 157 will be quite handy from this point in time. It's 1, 2, 3 for 4 now. Yorker length once again did well to dig it out. Just another single.
Third man and final leg is up in the circle so as mid-off and cover. So the idea will be to bowl those block holes delivery pretty often, not allowing the batsman to free their arms. Zakir Ali on 49 will be eyeing to prolong his innings, look to utilize the start that he got.
Well, he's got a good mix. He bowled a couple of deliveries. Yorker length and just dishes that bouncer. Very canny bowler. Mohammad Amir bowls within himself. The last one, slowish bouncer. So it's innovations on the part of the bowlers. The batters have got so many options these days with the scoops and the reverses and the ram shots. Bowlers also getting some of their own. Oh, now where's this heading? Towards the fielder, straight to hand. Just trying to get a move on there, and it was very well judged by Shanto.
I must say, it's very good bowling from Mohammad Amir. Kept the batsman guessing. It was a slower bouncer in the previous ball, and then again a fuller one just outside the off stump, and Mosaddek Hossain tried to clear that mid-off fielder, just couldn't connect it properly and handed a simple catch to Nazmul Hossain Shanto, running in from long on region. Mosaddek Hossain departs for 5. Kumilla 1-2-4 for 5.
Mohammad Nabi, incoming batter. Again, the short pitch delivery. Ahmed tried that, but really seemed that Nabi was anticipating it and hooked it away for 4 runs.
Boundary to get off the mark for Mohammad Nabi. Once again, it was another short delivery from Mohammad Amir, but the fine leg was inside the circle. All he need to do just swivel around, get some bat on it, and get that boundary.
Beats the bat. 128 for 5. Never really in absolute control with the bat. 128 for 5. 5 batters in the hut, 7.53 run rate. Full toss, surprised the batter. All he could do is just put some bat on it. Couldn't find the angle to take it away. So have a look at the demise of Mosaddek. Tried to reach that one. He did that even the previous delivery. This time trying to drag it, but in the process hold out to Nazmul Hossain Shanto. Simple enough for him to gobble it up. It's just that partnership building has been nipped in the bud. And Zakir in the meantime has got to his 50 of just 35 balls. He needs to stay till the end of the innings. Been very impressive, Zakir Ali. Now he likes to pull forward of square.
rightly mentioned, Shaheen, Zakir Ali needs to stay there as he's the man in good touch. Scored his 50 of 35 balls, 2 4s, 3 6s, strike rate of 142.9. So he can utilize those last 3 overs, take as much strike as he could, and go after the bowlers. That won't be easy for the newcomers to come in and just go after the bowlers right away.
Goes again, Upish, and just lucky. The fielder could have done a little better in trying to go on attack. The ball seemed to hang back for a more safety option of saving the runs rather than trying to get and take that catch.
Talking about Kumula Victorians' lack of firepower, in the previous game against Rangpur Riders, they were chasing 177. They lost 6 wickets, scoring just 23 runs in the last 5 overs. So they need to work the cutout.
Oh, another full toss. And once again, I felt that they could have done better with that. Mohammad Nabi, such a wealth of experience, was telling himself that's a missed opportunity.
Surely he will feel disappointed there. Mohammad Nabi, wealth of experience there. 361 matches. And what an... I think at the moment, it's important for him to score as many boundaries and sixes for Kumula Victorians to post somewhere near 165 or maybe 70.
Peshrab Zakir, just a pickup shot. 2 fielders converging, doing well. Getting to a couple more runs. The boundary that has been rather elusive in this over. 6 of the first 5 balls. So that will be a bit of pressure on Zakir. But you know, sometimes if there's a good delivery, I think it's worth just biding your time. Still got a couple of overs after this. You've got Mohammad Nabi at the other end, who you can depend to get a move on. Just doesn't really need to take too many risks. This wild swing. Swing and a miss. 18 overs done, 134 for 5. Very impressive. Mohammad Ami 2 for 16 in his 3. Coming toward his last over. Well, slapped that away. He was a little cramped for space because that initial movement was towards the offside. Well, the 50 from Zakir has been really the highlight. And we're watching highlights of that innings. Some lusty strokes, just of 38 balls. 3 sixes, couple of fours, and 3 big ones. Really packs a punch with that swivel round. Just time it well. Again, that shuffle away. And again, the bowler alert to that. Bowls it further wide, away from his reach.
Zakir Ali has played really well all across the ground. Scored his maiden BPL 50. Been in good form recently in the domestic circuit. And being promoted at number 5, batted at number 7 on the previous game.
Stands his ground this time. Yorker Leng. This has been splendid bowling by Mohammad Amir. Just adjusted to the requirements, the initial movement of the batters. Well, we've had tremendous enthusiasm for the Bangladesh Premier League in Dhaka, and the fans have turned out in numbers. And we have one of the contenders for the most enthusiastic BPL fan. And, you know, you might end up with a signed bat from the player of the match. So that'll be something to cheer about. One hand off. It is not in the controlled shot and it's not been taken. Just maybe falling in no man's land. Some expectation from the bowler.
Once again, forcing the batsman to reach for it. Bowling away from the right-hander. Roll of the fingers there again, and Zakir Ali needed to clear that fielder. Couldn't connect it properly, but he will get a couple. But they need more boundaries.
Yeah, the pressure has been created by Mohammad Amir. Exceptional bowling. Just 2 balls left in his over. Went away 3 runs so far. Zakir now tries a cheeky shot, it's a wide. But because of that initial movement, I think Mohammad Amir thought that he's going to bowl it wide. He was moving to the offside. A little disappointed that umpire gave it a wide, but pretty far away.
Yeah, there was some slight late adjustment by the batsman there. Initially, he wanted to play that on the onside and then decided to go after that one. Yeah, it was pretty wide there, Shanbhai. In the end, it was a good call by the umpire.
But this is impressive from Mohammad Amir. He's tried, I think, 4 different types of deliveries already in this over. And all realization of the initial thoughts, the plans by the batter. That is so good by a bowler in outthinking the batter. And in such a crucial over, you get just 5 runs away. That includes a wide. Tremendous. Very impressive. What can Nabi do? Wait for that slow one. And into the deep quite comfortably. Brilliant over. Just the 6 from it after 19. 140 for 5. After losing Liton Dash early, Malan and Shaukat Ali built up a little bit of a partnership. Malan not very comfortable, mistiming his run-out opportunities. But Zakir Ali has somehow done what Kumilla needed. Last over coming up. Murtaza cleans up. Oh, wild hoik by Mohammad Nabi across the line. Murtaza was in line and on the stumps, costing him.
Wicket to start the final over. Mashrafi bin Murtaza. That's experience. Coming around the wicket to the right-hander, creating that angle, forcing the batsman to go after him and hits the timber. Mohammad Nabi departs without making an impact for Kumilla Victorians. He goes for 8. Kumilla 140 for 6.
अंदाज बदला है वक्त के साथ कई बार, नहीं बदली अच्छाई की मिठास। कैडबरी डेयरी मिल्क का वही क्लासिक क्रीमी टेस्ट अब न्यू लुक में। कैडबरी डेयरी मिल्क, कुछ अच्छा हो जाए, कुछ मीठा हो जाए।
The only change in the Kumilla Victorians team today, Abu Haider Rani comes in. 149 runs. Needs to give more of the strike if you can. Just the strike back to Zakir. That pretty well, but what was needed has been done, because Zakir would much rather face the last 4 deliveries. This is Wiley from Mashrafe Mortaza coming around with the right-hander, using that angle and inducing Mohammad Nafi to go for a big hoik, missing the line completely.
I think that's very good captaincy as well from Mashrafe Mortaza. We have seen in the previous over, Mohammad Ahmed bowling away from the right-hander, got 2 fielders on the offside, one backward a point and one deep cover. And once again, it's the same strategy working for Sylhet strikers. Mashrafe bin Mortaza not allowing the batsman to go after the bowler.
It's impressive to say the least, bowling his 4th over, 1 for 26. He started off brilliantly the first over in the previous game, had a lot of shape. The overhead conditions not very really conducive to that, and his realization of that is depending on the slow ones, the angled deliveries, very intelligent bowling. Shuffle away, gets the inside part, and another dot ball. So Sylhet finishing on a high with their bowling appreciated by the dugout. The last 2 overs of a T20 innings can be quite a bit of pressure, bring a lot of pressure on the bowlers, but they've done well in the last 2.
That's some outstanding death over bowling by Sylhet strikers. Mashrafe bin Mortaza, wealth of experience. Abu Haidarani goes for it. Will it clear the fence? It does. Finally a 6.
Well, he made that initial movement outside the off stump, that shuffle across. Mashrafe tried to just bowl it away from him. Can you see the movement? Maybe not from this angle. It was deliberately to the right, and then the full swing of the bat got enough to take it over. You can see the angle here. Mashrafe realized and tried to bowl it further away, but oh, nicely done. He's in position for that. It was in his arc. So the last ball coming up in this Kumula Victorians innings. And the supporters will be delighted with that 6. Another shuffle away, another movement. Little tickle, well done, Mushfiqur Rahim. Big appeal, possibly going down the leg side. Will they consider a review? Maybe not. And they get a single to finish off that over. And he has taken a review. Yes, I thought maybe they were pondering it. They have gone off for the review. Well, it'll be worth a watch. First things first, no problem with that. See the angle of the ball. Well, striking outside. Leg pitching outside too, I think. There's been no signal. The umpire realizing there might be a review taken. Might add a single, possibly pitching outside leg. Yeah, just about even striking outside leg. Pitching flush though, and the decision is going to be a leg by, I think. And that is just a little bit of confusion. There we go.